every week, I pick a different streaming service and give you recommendations from it to watch during these COVID times to check out. And I have my special guest that I always have, Cineram, to give you his recommendations as well. I don't have as many recommendations this week. I apologize for that. But Cineram has some good ones, and I'll run down them right now. So, and this is obviously American Netflix. But they have a lot of cool stuff for Christmas. One thing, and don't forget it, is Klaus. Klaus is one of the best animated movies of last year. It's a great Christmas movie. I've been meaning to rewatch it. I will. Hilda comes out this week, I believe. It's not already out, is it? I don't think so. Hilda is coming out soon. You can always catch up on season 1 again and then check out season 2. I'm very excited for that. White Christmas is not a great movie in my mind, but it's a great movie to wrap presents to. I've done it like almost every year, and it's just fun. It's like a sort of tradition of mine to watch White Christmas with Bing Crosby. He might have been a horrible person in real life, but White Christmas is a perfectly entertaining Christmas movie. They actually have the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. I think it left and came back, but it is there now. They have E.T. again somehow. It left and went to Peacock. If you want to watch it without ads, it's on Netflix. E.T.'s great. I had a great time watching E.T. and I've been trying to get more kids to watch E.T. because I think it's just a fun kids movie. It's just E.T.'s great. If you want to, if it's been a while, just rewatch it. They have the one with the guns, not the walkie-talkies, if that's a concern, or they at least did last time. Mank is on Netflix. I wasn't the biggest fan, but I feel like it's a new David Fincher movie. If you're a big fan of David Fincher and Citizen Kane, you should at least check it out so you can be like with all the other cinephiles and totally hate it. They have two big Martin Scorsese films, actually. Mean Streets and Taxi Driver this time. I know I've recommended Taxi Driver before because of Joker and how I felt more people like Joker should see Taxi Driver. Well, you can see Mean Streets and Taxi Driver, which are two of Scorsese's early films. If you were ever like, hey, why do people like Scorsese so much? Watch those two and you'll sort of figure it out. They have the original Mad Max is on Netflix currently. If you are more familiar with Road Warrior and Beyond, this is like it's still a classic. I think it's maybe not as good as Fury Road and Road Warrior, but it is really good. Both the Christmas Chronicles 1 and 2 are perfectly fine Christmas movies. It's fun watching Kurt Russell's Santa Claus. I think they're fun. They're just fun family films. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but Paul Blart Mall Cop is on Netflix. I like the first one. It's a fun, perfectly acceptable movie. Maybe I should review it sometime soon. Everyone forgets about Real Steel, but I thought it was a really good Hugh Jackman film. You should check that out if you haven't. And then I'm still watching Sister Sister, so I'm just going to put it in here because I like Sister Sister. I don't care. I like Sister Sister. But let's go to Cineram and hear what he has to say about his recommendations on what to watch on Netflix. I will be right back after this, I believe. And let's go to him now and hear what he has to say about his picks to watch on Netflix.
Hello friends, Scott here. My channel is called Cineram, and I am honored to once again be invited by Jim to appear on his live stream with some more Netflix recommendations for your quarantine viewing. I hope everybody's staying home and wearing masks when they go out and what have you, because it's dangerous out there. Don't want anybody getting sick. Stay home, watch some good films, and I've got 5 of them right here for you. Steven Soderbergh's one of my favorite directors. He's tackled a lot of different genres, and one film of his that I think you'll really enjoy on Netflix is called Haywire. Gina Carano, who I'm sure you remember from Deadpool, and also some wrestling stuff. She's the main character in this. She's a special ops person who basically works for her own independent firm. She gets tricked by Ewan McGregor into kidnapping somebody, though she thought she was rescuing the guy, she and her people, so she exacts some measure of retribution there. Who else is in this movie? Michael Douglas, Bill Paxton plays her father, and there's some really cool fight scenes in it, really good fight choreography. It's just a cool movie. Oh, Channing Tatum, yeah, I forgot. He's in that too. So that's Soderbergh. Haywire is what it's called. Came out in 2012. Nightcrawler is one of Jake Gyllenhaal's best roles and one of his best performances. He's a real lowlife, scum of the earth. A guy who basically just rips off raw metal from private property and tries to sell it to make a buck. He hits upon the idea of videotaping crime scenes and selling the tapes to a local news station for cash. He's just the creepiest guy imaginable, and he actually has sort of blackmails Rene Russo, who works at the station, into having an affair with him. Yeah, he's terrible. He's terrible. One of the best scenes in the film is about him setting up basically a guy with an outstanding arrest warrant to be caught by the cops, so he can capture the whole thing on videotape and then sell it to the news station. It's a really, really tense scene. Really good film overall. The director is Dan Gilroy, who's the brother of Tony Gilroy. Dan Gilroy also directed the Denzel Washington movie Roman J. Israel Esquire. Stranger Than Fiction is directed by Mark Forrester. Mark Forrester is kind of a jack of all trades when it comes to directing, kind of like James Mangold. He doesn't have any particular genre that he specializes in. He's done everything from Monsters Ball to World War Z to Christopher Robin to one of the James Bond movies. Quite a resume. Stranger Than Fiction is sort of one of those meta movies, I guess you could say, that calls attention to its fictional nature. Will Ferrell plays a guy who's just going about his life working, as he's sort of an accountant for the federal government, I think, or, it's tax related. I forget exactly. But suddenly he starts to hear a voice, Emma Thompson's voice, narrating his life. And he just doesn't know what the heck's happening here. And so he goes to Dustin Hoffman, who's a university professor, for advice on what to do. It's all a really weird situation, and it's pretty kooky. Plus he meets Maggie Gyllenhaal, who he kind of likes. She works as a baker. Who else is in this movie? Queen Latifah works for Emma Thompson as well. She has kind of a small part. Really, really odd movie. The writer, Zach Helm, is kind of an interesting guy. He also wrote the script for a Natalie Portman movie called Mr. McGorham's Wonder Emporium, with Dustin Hoffman was also in. And I think he directed that one too. The Master is a film by Paul Thomas Anderson, and he once again was working with the late Philip Seymour Hoffman on this film. Phil Hoffman was in a whole bunch of his movies up until that point. The Master, the main character is Joaquin Phoenix, who's a veteran, home from World War II, back in the States after World War II, and he gets involved with Phil Hoffman's character, who is really sort of a guru and is leading a movement basically about self-improvement. I think the character was inspired by L. Ron Hubbard, the founder of Scientology. Great acting in this movie. Really, really terrific performances from both Hoffman and Phoenix. Plus Amy Adams and Laura Dern are also in it. Really striking visually movie. Different from Paul Thomas Anderson's previous movies, but quite excellent. And finally, back in the 80s, I started paying attention to the Academy Awards when Platoon was nominated for a bunch of stuff. It went on to win Best Picture, and also won Oliver Stone the first of his 2 Best Directing Oscars. The second was for Born on the 4th of July. Platoon is obviously set during the Vietnam War. Charlie Sheen is the main character, just trying to make a go of it, trying to, eke out, his, trying to survive in the jungle, trying to survive in the harsh conditions there, the extremely hot and humid jungle that he's just not used to. Tom Berenger and Willem Dafoe are a couple of the sergeants who are sort of have opposing ideologies. There's a line that he has where he says he feels that he was born of those 2 fathers late in the film. Also, this is the movie that introduced me to the classical music piece by Samuel Barber called Adagio for Strings, one of my favorite classical music pieces. Platoon's got a great cast, a lot of recognizable actors and tiny roles here and there. I think Johnny Depp's in it as well. Really bizarre, seeing him in this tiny little part. Anyway, Platoon, Nightcrawler, Haywire, Stranger Than Fiction, and The Master. These are all really good films. I didn't get a chance to sit down and watch any of the Netflix exclusive like I usually do. I just haven't had the time. Maybe next month. Maybe it'll be all Netflix exclusives next month. Jim has me back on. So I hope you enjoy those films if you choose to see them, and also Jim's recommendations as well. Thanks again, Jim, for having me on. Appreciate it very much.
All right, so we're back. Thank you to Cineram for being on the show. As always, his channel is really great. If you enjoy Cineram, please subscribe to his channel. You definitely should. I want to second the Haywire recommendation. I really love Haywire. It's one of my favorite action movies of the 2010s. I've watched it way too many times. It has a great score as well. I'm a big fan. I know Gina Carano is problematic for a variety of reasons, but Steven Soderbergh did a great job with Haywire. He's pretty much the reason she became a movie star, regrettable or not. He didn't know. But at the time, Haywire, great movie, great action flick, a lot of fun, a lot of cool movie stars in it. But also, if you would like to recommend something that you want people to know about that's on Netflix, do so in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to this channel, subscribe to Cineram, and have a great day. And I will see you next time on the Netflix recommendations.